You're listening to the Life of Lozo podcast.
We are live here at Life of Lozo.
He is the funniest, smartest, sexiest guy I know.
Lozo is now live.
Yo, on this week's podcast, we finally talk beats and rhymes. My college roommate and DJ partner in crime, Shawn Hawkins, joins me to discuss the year 1990 of the golden decade of hip-hop. We debate what it meant to get 5 mics in the source, and we give away some original artwork by Kyle Willis. Thank you to our sponsors, Stay Tuned Studios, The Taylor Shop Inc., Zero Three Productions, The Beat Brigade, Rhyme Designs Clothing, and Jack Sports Nutrition. Click the links for original mixtapes by DJ Crazy Kaz, DJ Cut Nice, and DJ Shotgun. Let's go! Yo, Life of Lozo. We are on and cracking this week. Yeah, we have a special guest in the building, Mr. Shawn Mikes, a.k.a. DJ Extraordinaire, a.k.a. College Radio Swag, a.k.a. Kanye West of 1997.
Straight polo shirts and everything.
You were the first on the neon polo shirt game, man, and backpacks. That was your thing.
I had to, man. Had to look fresh.
So for those of you that don't know, it's funny. I actually have a video right here on my phone of May 15th, 2016. So literally a year.
Yo, 365, man.
Yeah, man. Literally a year ago. Recorded in my car on the way to meet Shawn halfway between Jacksonville and Orlando. And in the video, I said, we kind of got this crazy podcast idea called The Golden Decade of Hip Hop. And I don't know what's going to happen, but something big's going to go down because every time we get together and we talk, we come up with crazy ideas.
Magic happens.
And magic happens. So fast forward a year now, and the idea morphed into kind of this craziness that is the Life of Lozo podcast. But there was always this element of saying, like, we're going to do this Golden Decade of Hip Hop conversation and discussion.
Yes.
It has to happen.
Yeah.
And so I we've been planning this. I pulled in some big guns. I pulled in some artists. I pulled in some DJs. I pulled in some MCs. I pulled in some producers.
You worked your magic,
dude. I put the bat signal out, right? The Beat Brigade bat signal out to everybody out there, and I'm excited, man. So welcome to the show.
Yo, I appreciate it, man. I've been checking out the other podcasts, and it's a dope show, man.
Thank you, man. Just having fun, dude. Doing hood rat shit with my friends. Right?
Yo, that's how you got to. Back in the old days.
Right, exactly. So we'll give a little history here. So Shawn and I went to school together in Western Michigan.
1998, man.
Yeah, man. That's kind of
right there.
Yeah, like 97, 98.
Yep. Be Love.
Be Love. Shouts to Be Love. Still doing the radio thing, man.
Yep.
Skinny B, a.k.a. Be Love.
We got Nooble.
We got Nooble, who is MIA, and I don't know.
We'll just leave that one alone.
Yeah, we'll leave that one alone for now. Yeah, man. We had quite the college homies and hangouts for a while. But it was good times, and Shawn and I both shared a great love for DJing and vinyl records and scratching and invisible scratch pickles and X-Men and
everything.
VHS tapes of learning how to scratch. And
remember, we out buying mixes and everything.
Man, if there was a mixtape coming from New York, we were trying to get our hands on it. Yeah, it was without question. And so we did a lot of stuff, but one of the things that we kind of did that we were known for at Western was taking over the 89.1 WIDR Kalamazoo, Michigan college radio station, and we created an urban department.
Yo, it all happened one night too. We just walked up in the radio. Mm-hmm. And they left the show. Yeah.
We just walked in with our turntables and our vinyl. And we're like, this is cool. I remember the first thing we did was we got with Sporty. Yep, Sporty had his show. Shouts to Sporty. We'll tag him on this episode. And he had us on as guests because he was liking what we were doing in the clubs, and we were doing just DJing out and about, just representing hip hop.
Yep.
And he was like, yo, I got to have you guys on here. And so we came, we did a show, and he was like, you guys got something, and we're trying to fill some of these time spots. And these guys that do, what was it, Saturday night show?
It was Saturday night show.
At like 11. He was like, they've been doing it for a while, and they just kind of come in and play records, but sometimes they don't show up. And so we were like, we'll show up. And we just showed up.
And that was it.
And the best part was they were there, right?
We won't mention any names.
Shouts to Goldfinger. They were there, and we just showed up. They're like, who are you guys? And we're like, Sporty told us to come down at 11. And they were like, oh. And they were like, so we're going to go ahead and DJ. And they were like, okay. And they left. And they never came back.
Never came back.
So
and that's,
that was it,
from
man.
that point on, man, we had the radio rocking. And the cool thing about it, we were the only hip hop station in that city.
Exactly. Yeah. So it became quite something, and it morphed into Saturday night late night shows, and then I think we really hit our stride with the Player Hated 8. Saturdays at 8 p.m. where we did nothing but play underground hip hop and smash all kinds of commercial records and stuff like that. And shouts to Brigham Young, shouts to Casper the Ghost.
True.
Right, shouts to Cass, shouts to Cut Nice.
Yep.
Shouts to Bodega Brad, shouts to the White Shadow. Shouts to Autobot, shouts to
Beat
Brigade. Come on, man, we repped it hard. So that's kind of our history, and then we had a chance to do some college repping.
Yep, Double XL.
Yep, for Double XL Magazine, Def Jam, Rough House.
Yep. It was a lot of independent records that we promoted.
Yep.
With Hits.
Yep.
And Ness.
With Ness, Nasty Ness. Shouts to Nasty Ness and College Music Journal. Yep.
So, man, we were out there doing our thing, man.
Yeah. So I say all that and explain all that because I think it's important for people to understand that we really have a passion and love for 90s hip hop, and we had a chance to do a lot of really cool stuff and collect a lot of really cool records and talk to a lot of really cool
hopefully
artists.
They're still around though.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Had a little water accident.
Yeah.
So.
We had to move some vinyl cross country multiple times, and we're in the midst.
That vinyl has traveled everywhere.
Dude, that vinyl has got a passport. Straight up passport, man. It's been all over the place, back and forth around the country. That vinyl is older than some relationships.
Yeah. Straight up.
So we're gonna kick this off, and I guess the idea and the concept of where we've landed on now is that every time I get a chance to have somebody on the show that is really into hip hop and 90s hip hop, we want to have a conversation with them. We want to talk about it, and we want to talk about the years 1990 through 1999.
Yes, the golden decade.
The golden decade of hip hop. Yep. And so we thought we'd have some fun with it, and we get somebody on the show and spin a wheel, and whatever year it lands on is what we're going to talk about. And that way it's good to go. It's real spit, it's real, it's for real, and it's good.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Let's get busy, man.
And so for us, I figured it would only make sense that we start off with 1990. Like, let's start off with the first year of the golden decade of hip hop. A lot of songs, a lot of albums, a lot of stuff to talk about. And
too much.
Yeah, too much.
Records.
Honestly, like a lot of records. In full transparency, this is not a what we think is the best. This is not a top 10 list or nothing. Nope. We literally, and I'll share. Like I did a lot of research and looked up a lot of different things. Of course, like that's the beauty of the Googles. You know what I'm saying? Is that that you can really dig in there. And I looked at rateyourmusic.com. I looked at the top10s.com. I looked at hiphopgoldenage.com. You and I spent time last year going through stuff and Wikipedia and finding records. And researching.
True to the hip hop game.
True to the hip hop, and having some debates and trying to boil it down. So shouts to rateyourmusic.com and the top10s.com and hiphopgoldenage.com, and shouts to Wikipedia. I did a lot of comparisons, and we kind of boiled it down to what we feel are the 10 albums from each year that I think we had most influence, right? And that could be influence production-wise, it could be influence lyricists, it could be influencing up-and-coming new artists that became huge.
Yep.
But it is what it is. So,
and that's it.
That's it, right? That's it. So I'm excited to talk about it, but I'm also excited because we got some cool stuff that we're doing. We got some DJs involved. We're gonna have some mixes that are being done custom for the show.
I can't
for
wait
each
to
year.
Hear them too,
yep. And we're gonna put those links in the episode when the episode drops, and we're gonna get it out there so people can listen to the music as well. You know, it's a lot of talk, but sometimes just listening to the albums is just
and
awesome.
just doing the research and listening to the records all over again, man. It brought back that feeling, that good feeling.
That good feeling, man. that like that ugly face Bob you had in the car.
Yeah, that
like,
straight 90s.
The good old days. So that's the idea. So what we're gonna do is talk about 10 albums. We're gonna talk about them by release date. I figured that was the most fair thing to do.
True.
Is here's the 10, but here they are by release date, and we'll talk through them. And some of them we'll have some good conversation with. Some of them, like we'll make our comments and we'll go.
And then we'll
right?
move on.
We'll talk some things and we'll go through. But that's the idea. So all right, without further ado, 1990. The first album we want to talk about was released on February 6th, and it was Lord Finesse and DJ Mike Smooth, Funky Technician.
Whoa. Nah.
Yeah.
Debut album.
Yep, debut album.
And part of the Digging in the Crates crew.
Yeah, really kind of the beginnings of Digging in the Crates,
Yes.
right? Diamond D, Showbiz. Like you got
AG.
production from Premier on there. You got
OC.
Mike Smooth, OC. Like,
Yeah.
It was really the beginnings, I think, of Digging in the Crates and that sound.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And like the records, man, the production on it was dope. Yeah, Premier doing his thing. And it was like really that first time like Premier is like breaking away from the whole Gangstar, because Gangstar was doing their thing.
Yep.
And now he's out doing the stuff with Lord Finesse. And the production on it is mad tight.
It is, when I say like the Funky Technician beat is like ageless and classic. Like you can pop it on any point.
Or Baby You Nasty.
So Baby You Nasty to me is like literally the definition epitome of DJ Premier. Like that's
Right
primo.
there.
100%.
Right there.
Right?
Straight
like
chops
chops, like heavy hard chops on the samples.
Yep.
Scratching it a little bit, dropping some horns in. It is literally what I would say is straight up primo. And I think too, like, you know, like I know The Source named it, and a lot of these are this. Like this doesn't surprise me at all. But like in '98, The Source did a top 100 best rap albums.
Okay.
Obviously, this is one of them. A lot of these that we're talking about are on that list.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, man, listening to that album again, Lord Finesse was probably one of the most underrated MCs. Like I forgot like how good he was.
Yeah, like when you listen to Finesse, man, and the MCs that were coming out at that time, like his wordplay was just crazy.
Yeah.
Lyrically, I don't think anybody. It would be very hard to battle Lord Finesse and walk away with a victory.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like his analogies and like he was the king of the like.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
like the wordplay on
and
that.
the wordplay, the metaphors that he was just spitting at. It was just you can't. Like when you think of comparing him to somebody, you got like your Nas and all them, and he's definitely one of the people who like influenced a lot of them and the way they spit.
Yeah.
So like for me, when I hear Lord Finesse, man, like
no, that was
you can't compare him to nobody.
Yeah, you know,
his skills are just.
They're there. It's funny. I you know, listening to it and then hearing the beats, and I'm like, oh man, like, you know, this is DITC to the core. This is 90s New York hip hop at it is what it was. But what I found myself doing was like actually hitting like rewind. I was like, did he just say that? Like, how come I don't remember this?
I don't remember it. Yeah, because back then, man, it's like, all right, it was clever. But when you hear it today, when you go back and start listening to the records, it's like, wow, they really was spitting hard. Mm-hmm. And you don't hear that today.
No, well, I think you don't hear it as much. It's still there. There's some dope artists that are out there doing some really cool stuff. Team Backpack and a lot of like. There's some dope MCs out there, but I think what was awesome and listening back to it was like just how pure it was.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, you start to reflect and think about the artists that are going to be coming out after this.
Yeah, exactly.
And like how it influenced a lot of how they spit.
Exactly.
You know?
And the way Primo and Diamond D and Showbiz and AG, Showbiz, how they were producing records, it created that sound for the 90s too. Less samples,
absolutely,
but like that boom bap rap there where they were hitting. When we talk about the other albums, you'll see the difference. You'll hear the difference between the production and how this was put together too.
It was almost like that album to me was almost like an ode to James Brown.
Yeah.
Like Bad Mother was on this like on the album, but like if you listen to like the samples and how like man, it was Funky Technician. What a great name! Like literally,
and right there.
That's what I mean. It was sick. So
and you can't top it.
Nope.
And
absolutely.
It definitely is like one of the best records in that era.
Yeah.
Right there.
No, I would agree.
That it was put together, how he delivered the music, and how he spit on the records.
Yeah.
That's a big thing too,
Yeah.
man. You got a primo beat,
Yeah.
D, and the lyrics is just there.
Yeah.
Man. So I gotta give props to Lord Finesse on that record.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it's funny. Like I'm a Primo fan, man. Come on, come on, you know how I make beats, dog. You know how I scratch on records. So it was just kind of dope that it worked out this way. That it was like the first album we're talking about.
First album for that year.
I could just get it out of the way. That like, okay, I'm riding Primo quite a bit right now, but come on, like you can't deny that.
You can't deny Primo, man.
Cool. All right, so sorry. Number 2, we're gonna talk about is. Released on March 26th. It is Digital Underground Sex Packets. Debut album.
Yes.
Right? So what I need you to do, I'm going to need you to stop what you're doing because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to.
That's fun.
But you won't make money, see? So you'll roll the hope you're ready for me. So gather around. I'm a new king in town and my stars laid down to the underground. So anyway, right? Humpty Dance. Come on, man.
You can't front.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah.
I went on a cruise.
Uh-huh.
And I did karaoke on the cruise. Humpty Dance.
You have to. You have to, bro.
If I can find a video, I'm gonna send it to you. So
We'll post it up. Yeah, we'll post it up. I mean, clearly, like, a huge hit,
Club banger, right?
Club banger, dude, 100%.
And it's still, you can still play it today, and everybody's still riding with it.
It'll stop the dance floor.
Yeah.
Right. Like literally, people like what? Like as soon as you hear that first drop, right? Ooh, do me, baby. As soon as you hear that, it changes the party, right? And that was big because you're talking about like it was a number 11 on the pop charts, it was number 7 on the R&B charts, and number 1 on the Billboard Rap Singles chart. Like that was one of like critically acclaimed like crossover party music
coming from the West Coast.
Yep.
That P-Funk type sound.
Yeah.
Wasn't like the rest of the West Coast rappers. It was a lot of humor, fun records on that album right there.
Yeah.
And it brought that whole fun vibe, like that California's known for.
Absolutely.
So it's amazing. Like you have a coast that got hardcore MCs. We're gonna talk about some in a minute. Then you got this type of group right there that came out and did very well, like you said.
Yeah.
Hits after hits after hits, man.
And Do What You Like I mean, there was songs in that album, and like to your point, just the fake nose, the glasses, like the fun element, like the party element of hip hop. Was so represented with that, and I'm a huge fan. Another one that's in top 100 best rap albums from the source. But to your point, you said P-Funk, like Parliament samples galore. Galore.
Somebody got paid off that record.
Man. Well, I'm trying to think.
Back at that time, they weren't paying us for
I don't know if we got to the Bismarcky lawsuit yet. I think that's something like 91. Yeah, it was funny. I was reading some research on another album, and somebody had done the math on so many samples were used that if you fast forward to like 2010, they would have had to pay like $5 a record. Right?
And I want to say it's the Public Enemy record.
I think it might have been. Yeah. Shouts to Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad.
Right?
When you think of that, man, back then that's what made the music dope. Sample after sample, and the digging.
Yeah, man.
That's why we got all those records today.
That's right. I love it. So great segue because the next album we're talking about, there's 2 albums that got released on April 10th. The first one we're going to talk about. Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Hat, or Black Planet, Black Hat. See the movie? The movie is locked in my head right now. Shouts to Fear of a Black Hat. But Fear of a Black Planet, yep. Was that Chris Rock?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't forget
No.
No. Was it?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
With some other 2 cats. I don't remember the other 2, but it was a funny movie.
That was a great movie. Yeah, there's some quotables in there. All right, so
now for this one, this is P's 3rd release right here. Mm-hmm. And what shocked me at that time, in 1990, they sold 2 million records for this album.
2 million. Double platinum. Public Enemy.
In 90. Yes. Right. And you're talking about Public Enemy at that. So you know what the music was about. So, that's what I'm saying. Like, at that time, man.
Yeah.
you selling that many records, it's and the music that you putting out.
Well, yeah. Well, I would say, like, I think the thing about that was the subject matter, right?
Yes.
And just the fact that you're talking about, you know, it was critically acclaimed, a commercial crazy success, 2 million albums, but like Afrocentric, political subject matter. Like, it was you come, like, you know, rewind a couple years back for NWA, right? And now you're talking about the same kind of like cultural significant subject matter, but packaged in a very different way. And in a very empowering, political, social. Exactly. Like, that's amazing to me to a degree, but at the same time, it was, I think, it struck a chord with the culture.
Yeah, and
you know?
When you think about the first single off the record, Fight the Power, also in Do the Right Thing, politically charged type of movie, and like socially conscious. When you think about just that time, man, you had all this type of music going on, but we also still had people who could talk about issues and still make an impact.
Yeah.
And hip hop, man, that's big right there, because
totally.
It's like one thing that you don't see today that's missing.
Yeah.
You got some cats today, but you know.
No, I think there was so much going on at that time, and
especially in New York City too.
Yeah.
With the whole, you know, that coming off that 80s in New York City with everything that's going on.
Yep.
So
you got crack cocaine epidemics, you got a lot going on.
Everything hit it.
Yeah, but one of the cool things too, I think, like, you know, in knowing this album, like, you got accolades from Rolling Stone magazine. You know, in 2005, I think. I think it was 2005. The Library of Congress added that to the National Recording Registry.
So
right? Come on,
right there. Big record.
Big record. So, and then you mentioned earlier the segue around Bomb Squad. So let me jump on them for a second.
Right? The history about them.
Little SB1200 drum machine going on and sampler, right? Little Lakai, you know, and you know, Chuck D, Eric Sadler, the Shockleys, like, their production style and the way that they were doing stuff. I think, like, Chuck D had a quote. He said, like, 95% of the time it sounded like a mess.
Yes.
But there was 5% of magic that would happen, right?
And
that magic was crazy.
And when you listen to it, like, they said they used roughly about, like, over 200 samples for this record.
Yep.
So when you think about putting all that together in a cut, and then it just, like, it's amazing how it was put together and how you could listen to that record and hear so many elements, and it doesn't sound crazy. It sounds like
it makes sense.
Right. Exactly.
It was crazy, I think, too. Like, it just the Bomb Squad and their approach to it, and it was kind of like they all had their individual elements of how they like to produce and do things.
Yep.
And they all kind of brought that angle to it. And then as I understood how they would do production, like, they would just layer on, put all together, and then they would peel away.
Yes.
Like, they would take out certain things that they were like, yeah, like, man, take that out, man, it makes sense, right? And so they kind of like overbuilt and then stripped it back down, which is why, you know, when you listen to those songs, like, I think of some of the late 90s, early 2000, what we used to call like kitchen pots and pans beats, right? I won't say any names right now, but shouts to some of those New York producers that would, like, literally throw silverware in the sink with a couple pots and then be like, yo, loop it, right? Come on. But when you listen to it, you know, it was like, it had that feel of, like, the aggression of like, we're not going to quantize, you know, we're not going to create this, like, systematic, clean sound samples, but it had musicality to it.
Right.
Like, it felt right.
It felt right,
you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the way, like, when you just hear the record and you hear the message, it just says, like, it hits you to the core, man, to where you like, yo, it really does something to you.
Yeah.
This is like one of those records when you listen to, it really made you think about the things that were going on at that time, like the Fight the Power. 911 is a joke with Flavor Flav. Although he brought the humor side to it, but it was real.
It was real. So real.
It was real.
So real. Yeah, it was, you know, it was funny too. I think listening to some of it again, like you always like, well, how in the hell did Flavor Flav, like, trip and stumble because he's out of control. Like it just doesn't.
You got Chuck D and Professor Griff.
I mean,
and
you got
all
some
them.
of the I don't know. It's just crazy.
And then you got Flag.
But he fits, right? But it works.
But it worked.
It
Yeah,
works.
exactly.
You know, like it was like the yin and yang kind of thing.
The big clock.
Yeah, man.
And what I liked about it, this record too,
Mm-hmm.
PE brought the West and the East together. With Cube and K. PE, Burn Hollywood Burn.
Yep.
And like the way they went out and did his stuff too, we're gonna talk about in a minute as well. So
absolutely. Well, I think it was obviously culturally significant, and it was something that it connected across the coast. Like it wasn't about hold on, I gotta fix Jay Dilla's donut. I'll post a picture. For those of you that don't know, I have for inspiration here. We're looking at Jay Dilla figure, the Donuts edition.
MP.
He's got his MPC. He's got his donut, necklace on. He's got his black and white. He's got his D hat. He's got his black and white polo on. So Dilla hangs out with us and he gives us inspiration. And his donut was off to the side, so I had to fix it.
Just
respect,
fix the donut.
right? Got to fix the donut, bro. But yeah, like I don't know. Like I think of even kind of like Old Dirty Bastard played that role for Wu-Tang, kind of. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
There's like you're kind of like, man, you got all these spitters and stuff, and he's kind of like out there, but it's like he connected. In my opinion, like he made Wu-Tang so genuine. Yeah, and I know we're not even talking about Wu-Tang yet. We'll get to that like I don't know, the 90s. Yeah, later on. But that's kind of like how I saw like Flavor Flav brought that connection to the street. Yep. Like we're gonna listen because this dude. Like he feels like he's from our hood. He feels like he's from the street corner that we hang out at. Yeah, kind of that type of thing. And there's this message just packaged along with it. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So I like Not of that group, man. It's I got to give it up to PE, man.
Yeah. No, that was you gotta love that. So all right. So next album, which I mentioned earlier, was also released on the same day.
Ooh.
Same day.
Oh.
A Tribe Called Quest. People's Instinctive Travels in the Paths of Rhythms. Oof. Debut album.
Native Tongues. That whole crew.
Come on, Jungle Brothers.
Jungle Brothers, yes. Queen La.
Come in.
Moni Love.
De
La Soul.
Come on, stop it. You'll make me pull out my De La Soul Nikes. I know, you
take a picture.
I got it, right? Take a picture, I'll post them. 5 mics in the source.
5 mics in the source.
Come on, man.
Come on.
I gotta say it because at that time, that's all that mattered.
Come on. 5 mics, debut album.
Come on.
Classic record. Yeah. When you listen to that record today, you can't help but just fall back in love and go back in time and just take it back to that feeling. Bonita Apple Bump?
Yeah.
Come on.
Can I kick it?
Dopest love song ever.
Can I kick it?
Can I kick it?
Come on.
Footprints?
Left my wallet in El Segundo?
Oh, right there.
So like, I mean, easily... a classic, easily got recognized at that time and was well deserved. And it's funny because it was kind of like they were always called like alternative hip hop, you know. And
when you think I'm gonna just kick this out to you for a second. PE, 2 million records, right?
Yep.
Tribe Called Quest. That record went gold after 6 years.
Ooh.
So big difference,
man.
2 dope albums,
yeah.
But just the time, man. Like right there, so and what one of the big things about them, they were getting multi-million dollars. Well, they were getting like type of offers.
Yep.
But they went with Jive.
Yep.
BDP was on Jive. Too Short's on Jive. So they stuck with that independent label because they wanted that, and they kept that feel to it, man.
Well, they kept the ability to create how they wanted to create. Right? Like that's just like they got to play on the MPC.
Yep.
And they got to take the samples they wanted and
the
just
jazz samples.
Yeah, man. Crazy and
That record right there got me into jazz, man.
Yeah.
When you hear those loops.
Well, and it was different kind of loops too because I think up and until that point, because even like you go back to early Def Jam and Rick Rubin stuff with Beastie Boys and like people were using horns, people were using like clips of things, and that was kind of like what Primo would do a lot of times.
Right.
Was he would dissect some of the samples, and he would give you like like a bass line loop that was kind of from a jazz thing, but then a heavier stab with a horn or whatever.
Yep.
But I think with Tribe, I always appreciate, because it's almost like they deconstructed the songs and then built it back together again.
Yep.
So like it kind of kept the essence of what the original song and the record was, right?
But with that Tribe twist,
absolutely,
man.
Yeah.
And the records, man, those records are timeless.
Yeah.
You can't touch those records.
No, not at all. And I think it was cool. Like, there was a lot of positive reviews, and I think probably because of the messaging. Right, was not so in your face aggressive.
Right,
the songs and the music itself was a lot more casual, jazz based, easy listening as far as like
food,
that.
Right, left my wallet in El Segundo.
Right, it was storytelling. Right, exactly. Yeah, it was storytelling. It was like that type of stuff. And there was a quote from a review, Ian McCann, who said like, a Tribe Called Quest put no feet in the wrong place here. This is not rap; it's near perfection.
Wow.
Right, and I think that to me speaks.
That's
that
record up right
there.
that
summed it up completely. Where it's like, it was just a perfect combination of lyrics and feel of the music and production value and everything. And like, look, at the end of the day, I wouldn't sit here and tell you that I think that Q-Tip is one of the greatest MCs alive. I won't say that Phife Dawg is the best, but like. It works.
When you put them together, you can't rest in peace to Phife Dawg. Yeah. Like, you can't add anybody else into that group. No. Even when they put in Consequence, later on down the road, it just didn't.
I'm still salty about that. It never counts in my book. It never happens.
Yeah, man. It's like, you can't take them out of that element.
Yeah.
Even Jerobi, even though he wasn't there, but it was always that for him. It just felt right.
Yeah.
And like good. One thing Phife said in an interview, he was like, he didn't make a lot of the studio sessions. Yeah. That's why he wasn't on the cuts.
Yeah.
So Q-Tip really held it down over like that record, and adding Phife, man, it just brought that other element. Like once again, Q-Tip's the smooth dude, Fife's the like rah rah rah,
Absolutely.
The rowdy one, and it just balanced everything out, man.
Yeah.
And you got Ali with the beats. So
sick, man.
Timeless record right there.
Timeless, dude.
You can't front on that album.
No, you can't at all. Yeah, like I said, 5 mics in the source. Cool. Okay. All right, moving on. May 15th release dates. Ice Cube, America KKK's Most Wanted. Debut album after NWA. You know what else this one had?
What's that?
5 mics in the source.
Come on, man. Yo. Well, I gotta give it. They did justice.
They did.
It took a lot to get a 5 mic in the source, man. And these records deserve it right here.
Absolutely.
Man. But Cube, this record right here.
Yeah. Man.
Leaving NWA.
Yep.
Going out on his own. Mm-hmm. And he took on the whole crew.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything. He was being dissed while he was making this record, man, by his old crew.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything, man. But when you hear this record,
dude,
you could tell like he really held the group down.
Absolutely.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah. He talked a lot about everybody. Right?
Arsenio.
Oh, man.
Call him a sellout,
right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, he
he held no punches, man. But he was like, he was a wrong. No.
Yeah. And what he took, I think it's, he took like that element of what he did for NWA and applied it in a different way. And I think that, again, you said earlier, like Bomb Squad. Yep. Right, doing the production once again, right, and that was a big deal. But I think why it worked was because they had that same aggression musically, and they had already done like they were doing major artists and doing production like on the East Coast, but not really, like because they didn't define themselves that way. And I think I'll never forget Common, like of course right, like all that diss and stuff on the dick of your East for your first release, right? Like you can't forget that, but like it worked, man. And it was like I don't know that it could have worked out any better. And I know even Cube had said in interviews, I think like there was like a 20-year interview where he said Dre wanted to do that album. But he didn't.
And he couldn't,
He couldn't.
Because of that whole issue,
The
man.
whole politics
the
and
Jay Heller, man.
Yeah,
You
man.
gotta watch the movie, man.
That's right. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
because of that whole issue, it brought Bomb Squad in, Sir Jinx, DJ Pooh,
Yep.
whole new group of people.
Yeah.
And they created a whole different,
Yeah.
not a whole different sound, but it like for the West Coast.
Yep.
And coming with Cube and being on that record, man, it just made it feel right.
Absolutely. No, totally. You know, it's a, yeah, man, it was just hard. Like a hard record.
And you know what? The Rolling Stones gave this record 2.5 stars.
Yeah, you know what? I saw that. Yeah, it didn't get a lot of acclaim.
No, nothing.
And then somebody else gave it like, I don't know, it wasn't 5. It was somebody else gave it something like 3 point something, and then they changed it later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
So
come
you know
on.
you can't front on the record,
Right.
And this record had no like lead single,
Right.
and I don't even think a video at the time. Up until like you had like Who's the Mac, that video
Right.
came out for it. But up until when it came out, I mean, it was a record like word of mouth, man.
Yeah,
really,
absolutely.
And that just shows you like, yo, Cube had the streets.
Oh yeah.
And people recognized him, and yo,
Absolutely.
you can't front on Cube.
No, you can't, man. You know, and yeah, for all the albums afterward, he put out 2 albums this year.
That
1990.
same year,
Yeah.
Kill at Will was the other
Come on,
one.
man. He was on a tear.
He was on. He was lit.
He was on a tear, man. So yeah, and again, another one of the albums, top 100 best rap albums from Source Magazine. Yep.
And I mean, yo, when you talk about South Central coming out of LA, that whole new side, really the West Coast, really it was all East Coast music when you listen to it.
Yeah.
You had like your Digital Underground, your
Yep.
Too Short, but when Cube hit, you had
Oh,
the
yeah.
NWA, and then leaving that, man, and
Yep.
Cube came.
Yeah.
It was a rap.
There's a whole nother rap. Yeah. No, I just.
I think a lot of people were scared.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he wasn't playing. Yeah, and like I just love how he even went and did like Jacking for Beats. Like he just had this aggression about him.
Yeah.
Where like you just couldn't match that.
Nah, and the records that he came out with, like when you talk about like Who's the Mac,
Yeah.
he told that record's classic. Once upon a time in the projects.
Yep, projects. Yep. Yeah, man.
So you can't sleep on that one.
Nope.
I mean, man, when you
and
that record,
And just the concept too, and like playing off the TV show America's Most Wanted.
America's Most Wanted,
And then throw it in the K's and like I'm like it was
once again a socially conscious record,
Absolutely.
but with that street edge to it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you can't
Nah.
Cube, man, like that. I gotta salute Cube. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
man.
dope.
Yeah,
another album that went platinum too.
Yeah.
That same time. So
Okay. I like it. All right. Next one released on July 24th, and that is Master Ace, Take a Look Around.
ooh,
Now here's what I'll say. Okay. Debut album for Master Ace.
Yeah.
Right? And that was after he left was working. It wasn't the Juice Crew, was it?
no, he was with the Juice Crew.
Crew, right?
Yeah, he was still with them at the time.
Yeah, he was still working with them, right? At that point.
Yeah.
But for me, that dude has always been underrated, and like a lot of people
Yes.
borrowed that sound and like
Yes.
his cadence and what he would rap about. And obviously, like I'm a bigger fan of a different album that we may talk about later on. Because I could still play those songs today.
Yep.
But just listening to Take a Look Around, the production value, how he spit on that record, and the fact that like literally you talking about James Brown, Grand Funk, Curtis Mayfield, Otis Redding, like
Once again, that soul.
that soul,
Not heavily sampled.
Nah.
Molly Ma.
Yeah.
So he was coming through.
Yep.
And then he came from that whole storytelling
Storytelling, yep.
fabric type. You
Absolutely.
got Kane.
Yeah.
You got was G-Rap also?
Yeah.
No, yeah, G-Rap was part of the Juice
so,
Crew.
yeah.
So you got him.
Yeah.
You had Craig G, who was part of the,
Yep.
so you had this crew
Yeah.
that were all storytellers.
Yeah.
And once again, man, you just see how that influences goes from
Totally. Absolutely.
and representing Queens right there, that whole Queens
Yeah, man.
type of style. But Ace was from Brooklyn. Though.
Yeah.
I think he was from Brooklyn. Yeah, so
It's
it's just
just-
that whole New York vibe, man. That's how they
Absolutely.
get down.
And it just like it was funny because because of like future albums and because of his style, I always thought he was like a West Coast guy. Right, because of the fact that it was so much funk in it, and I always had to remind myself that he wasn't, but he just had
Straight
that.
up. He just
he
had that
sound,
vibe,
that
man.
vibe to him, man.
And and coming from there, when you talk about that, coming like New York wasn't doing that really.
No, not at all.
So to come with that vibe, man, that's something, man. I got to give it up to Ace.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about a record. This one was his debut record. So he's like, all right.
But it made the 10 because I saw a lot of people felt the same way. Kind of like it. I looked at it. I was like, man, there was a lot in there. Again, kind of an undiscovered record, maybe an underrated record. A lot of influences through other artists that he's working with and around. Biz Markie, right? Exactly.
He even impersonated Biz on Man the Biz.
Exactly. So he was there, and I think that there was a larger level of influence, just hip hop culturally, that he doesn't get a lot of credit for.
Not at all.
So I felt strongly. I felt strongly enough, and I may have some biases because there are just some songs that he does that we'll talk about that later.
When we get to the next couple years later, we're gonna be like, you can't sleep all day.
Exactly. All right, so next up, released on August 14th, 1990, Kool G Rap and DJ Polo, Wanted Dead or Alive.
I don't care what anybody said. Kool G is straight. The godfather of that mafioso rap, man.
Yep.
You can't sleep. His influence is deep.
Deep, bro. Deep. Here's what I will say, right? I will tell you that, like Streets of New York and Erase Racism, like the amount of airplay, like Yo MTV Raps on rotation.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that I think it was Nas had said that those records influenced his song New York State of Mind from Illmatic.
Yep.
And when you got somebody like that who clearly with Illmatic and what people will talk about in 90s hip hop to say,
this is the person who started it for me, man.
This is where I got my influence from.
Got it from.
Come on.
That's where he got his style from.
Come on.
You can't sleep on G-Rap, man, at all.
Man.
Hard, grime rap. Like, when you hear his lyrics, straight, just grime, grit.
Yeah.
And you can't sleep on him.
No.
He when you think of, later on down the years, you got Nas, you got the Wu.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all these artists started with G-Rap right there, man.
Oh, dude. I even think of like that gritty sound rap of like like Smith and Wesson and
Buckshot, Black Moon,
exactly, Black Moon, that whole crew,
the OGC,
Helter Skelter,
Helter Skelter, all that right there. So when the '90s was that year, man. That honestly, it set the foundation for everything to come. Yeah, and I can't wait, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, I can't
wait.
So much. But you mentioned earlier Marley Marl, right?
Right.
And we talked about the Juice Crew.
Yep.
And, this album is when they kind of got rid of him and stepped away from Marley Marl. And just like the rest of the Juice Crew members, I don't know him. I don't have any personal beef at all. I'm a fan of some of this music as well.
True indeed.
But it seemed to have been something going on with him and a lot of the crew members stepping out of there. And what was cool was, he brought in Eric B. from Eric B. and Rakim.
Yep.
To come and do a lot of the production.
Large Professor,
absolutely, right?
Up to L Pro. And he didn't get credit for a lot of, up until that point, he wasn't really getting that type of credit that he deserved too. And he said some stuff on that Drip Breaking Adams record. We get into that too, but So when you think about that production wise, I would say lyrics hard. Like you can't touch the lyrics. Production.
Yeah,
it was cool. It was kind of wobbly, but there was some things where.
Yeah, I'm not the largest Eric B fan.
No.
No, I'm a fan of Eric B and Rakim.
Right. but just Eric B. Just Eric B.
It's like I feel the same way about like EPMD, right?
Oh wait, what?
Parish?
You see what
Come on, right? Eric Sermon, and a whole other ball game, right?
Yeah, true.
So anyway, I got my problems with some duos. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's true.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I gotta give you I gotta give you that one.
So
DJ Polo wasn't even a
right?
It wasn't even a DJ.
Right, exactly.
So so he got dropped too.
I think I'm just salty because of Eric B scratches on all the Rakim albums.
You said, it's basic.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm not judging.
No, you're not.
Who am I? Who the hell am I? I'm just a dude with a podcast who got a Jay Dilla figure over here and a hat that says DJ Lozo over here, right? Yeah, come on, I'm a nobody.
And a computer, huh?
Yeah, exactly. How dare I judge these guys? But no, I would say I think I
gotta give you that.
Yeah, that's all.
Some people are just better off solo.
Sometimes. But back to the album and to your point, like I think Large Professor and just this album as a classic, in a lot of ways, I think had heavy influence, especially when you think of some of the illists out there like a Nas saying,
right, you can't
me. Yeah.
Like that whole, he came up with that whole grit, grind, street. That street level music, man.
Yeah.
And his influence runs deep.
Yeah.
So you can't sleep on this record right here.
Yeah.
And they had a solid one even before that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like this one was even better.
Yeah.
To where like he came out with more, and even at that time, man, talking about Short and all them, but the sex and everything, the sex, money, drugs, everything. He didn't he no holds bar.
Right.
Straight up. So
yeah. I'm a fan.
And it only got 4 mics, though.
I know it did. That's why I didn't mention anything. That's why I didn't mention it. We only talk 5. We only talk 5. Yeah. At least in this era. Right? This is pre-Benzino. And pre-Salty Source is what we call it, right?
Tell me I can't pay for my mics.
Hey, calm down, man. No, you can't pay for your mics. No. So it, but still, great album. Okay.
Yeah, true indeed.
All right, next one, September 11th. 1990. Too Short Dogs in the House.
Now, Short put out mad records. So like by the time 90s came around, this was Short's sixth record, man.
Yeah. Yep.
We talking about a lot of cats with debut records. Short went in the game for a minute. And I will say, like, this record is good, but it's definitely not one of my hard-hitting ones.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. It's like, I think a lot of P-Funk sampling, a lot of that West Coast feel, a lot of 808, Roland TR 808, for those that don't know production gear. Like, you can hear that in so much of it, right? And just a lot of that just laid-back kind of feel to it.
Representing Oakland.
Absolutely. Got to represent Oakland, right?
And not a lot of, he had Digital Underground, but Too Short coming out of Oakland and really repping that.
Yeah.
And all the people who came after Short.
Absolutely. That whole Bay Area.
Again, that whole Bay.
Yep,
right
Oakland
there.
And all that. I think, too, it was, he brought in Ice Cube. It was the first time, like, North and South California.
They hooked up, man.
Did something. That was kind of a big deal.
That's like another thing right there. So Short's like always been one of those pioneers, man, that you just can't sleep on.
Yep.
Once again, like his record, this was a fun record too. He had some fun tracks, some socially conscious tracks.
The ghetto. The ghetto. I was gonna say, I think for me too, though, like the album cover.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, dude. Yeah, like
he influenced. Come on, like nobody was coming out with cartoon.
Nobody's doing that stuff, right? So then when Snoop did it, people were like, "That's crazy," but like Too Short. Too Short's talking the house, man. Yeah, come on, man, come on. But I agree with you though. I think too, just the. Too Short's Too Short, and you're gonna get ABCDE rap.
Yes,
right.
But his favorite line.
Yeah.
You can't sleep. I love to hear his records just to hear that word.
Yeah. So it was, it was that kind of like fun, like kind of pimp, like West Coast pimp, laid back type of music. But I think again, like to me, we're talking the 90s. We're talking 1990.
Yep.
I think it's an influential record. To your point earlier, like it's not his first album, and there's a lot of stuff out there. But I think
still,
that whole Oakland area, and I even think of like, think of the Dove Shack, and think of Warren G, and just like that whole, kind of that funk cool.
Again, that P-Funk.
Yeah.
He's that type. He's that one that really brought that out, and like that Bay Area, because he was doing it in the 80s.
Right.
So
yeah,
he's been in it for a minute, man.
Yep, totally. And I think, I just, I'm a fan, and I think that while, to your point, some albums and some records are more of my favorites than others.
True.
I just think that from an influential standpoint, this one meant a lot to hip hop.
Yeah, and it's like, I like this because Short held the record down pretty much by himself.
Exactly. Yep.
I think Cube was the only person on there that had a record.
Yeah.
That was featured on that album.
Yeah.
And Short would rap forever.
Yeah.
5 minutes, 6 minutes.
There was no,
like you said, with that ABCD.
Yeah.
Short didn't care.
He didn't care,
but
man.
he would. But he had a message.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm gonna give it to Short.
Yeah. He stays consistent, man. Doesn't matter what year it is and who's making the beats.
No.
You know it's too short the minute he starts rapping.
200,000.
Yeah. Yeah, that's still one of my illest tracks. Him and Eric Sermon.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We'll talk about that maybe.
Maybe.
I think that was 2000s. I think we won't even get to that point. I gotta think about it. That was close.
Let's see. Yeah, it was close.
I have to look. I'd have to Google that one
and see what's going on.
But it's somewhere late 90s, early 2000s.
Have to include it. You
Yeah.
have to see.
We might talk about it. Might be an honorable mention. All right. September 18th, 1 week later.
Oh.
LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking the mic, putting suckers in fear, making the storm rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom, explosion, overpowering, over the competition. I'm towering. I mean, come on, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
I gotta give it to LL.
Yeah.
LL was one of those cats that could do street rap
Oh,
and then bring a love song.
come on, man. Yeah.
He had that versatility, man. I give it up to him.
But he's also like, you think of like, he's had ups and downs, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like his albums, they redefine hip hop, and then he comes out with like Walking Like with a Panther. Yeah. And then it's like,
like, yo, where have you been, yo?
Bruh, when was this,
and
man?
this was like his fourth album.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
Yep. Yeah, no, he came back hard with this one. And
Molly Marr.
Yep.
Produced.
Yeah. So like, I guess he found a home. Just the Juice Crew.
Taking my records somewhere else.
Exactly. Taking my turntables and my records. I'm out of here. I'm going to work with LL because the ladies love him.
Maybe some money.
Yeah, the money's over there. By the way, double platinum, 2 million copies, right?
Once again. 4 out of 5 singles, man.
Yeah,
with
man.
hits on that record.
Yeah,
they all charted.
And
so.
I want to say, I'm trying to remember, I think, didn't that win a Grammy?
Yep.
Yeah.
It did, yep.
Yeah.
So, at that time, man, once again, that he came with that little bit of heat.
Yeah.
But he always had those records that be like, yo, I can listen to this.
Absolutely.
You listen Around the Way, Girl, The Booming System.
Absolutely.
So Mama Said Knock You Out. So he had that on him.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you too, like I've got, I reached out to a couple of peeps that are, that are fans and people that are way into hip hop, just kind of get some of their opinions on some of these albums. And my boy Khalil, he's a big LL fan. He actually he won a contest with Sony on a single and like got to spend time in the studio with LL. So shouts out to Khalil.
That's big,
but he said, for him it was like, the ultimate comeback, of an album of like good diverse music, and still, talking shit to rappers and being competitive hip hop, like it was a little bit of comeback.
One thing, like for that, LL was a spitter.
Yep.
So you can't take that away from him.
Nah.
Nope. And nobody.
Yeah.
I don't think too many people challenge them. You got your Kumo D's.
Yep. No, absolutely.
But but that record right there, I gotta give it to him. He came he came pretty solid on that one.
Yeah, no, I agree. And accolades and album sales and again,
Production.
Yeah, good production. Absolutely.
So lyrics, and he always had that funny side. So any record you listen to, you could pick a record off of that and you could vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
cool. All right, last one, man. We're on number 10 right now. This one came out on December 4th. Okay. Brand Nubian, One for All.
Woo! Debut record.
Debut album. And you know what? 5 mics in the source.
True. Socially conscious record. And yo, that whole era around that 1990, you had a lot of records that came out that was spitting the same type of vibe. So when you see the records that we picked, they all had that. It was all socially conscious. Right? A lot of them socially conscious.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, like, slow down. I mean,
Hey, baby.
Yeah. there was, Grand Poobah. And I mean, just like
it's Sadat X, Lord Jamal.
Well, before Sadat X, he was Derek X, right?
X.
Yeah. This is before. This is pre-Sadat. I'm like, wait a minute, another dude with a last name X and a crazy eye.
This is the first record I really learned about Islam, like the Nation of Islam, that whole 5%. Because they were dropping that knowledge. On the records.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is what this is all about.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, it was definitely a conscious and educational, and like it was an example of MCs with voices that like they had their own style.
Yep.
They had their own sound.
Yep.
And like you clearly knew when you heard their come on, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you said, like Grand Poobah was that party dude. Sadat was that I'm the conscious dude.
Right.
Lord Jamar was gonna bring it to you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So but when you put them together, man, they all knew how to make a record, man,
Absolutely.
and make it work.
Yeah.
So that record was.
I think it was slept on, man. I'll tell you that though. I mean, it's 5 mics. It got some accolades. I think even like Rolling Stone said it was one of the essential recordings of the '90s.
Yeah.
Right. Like it was ranked number 2 on Ego Trip's 1999 list of hip hop's 25 greatest albums by year.
Yeah.
So like I think. Fast forward into the future, it got a lot more accolades and people listen back to it.
Yep.
And obviously, getting the 5 mics, at that point, people knew the value and kind of the quality of the record. But yeah, it was just one of those. Even when I kind of reached out to some people to ask about it, they were just like, I didn't listen to it that much, right? But thought that they were dope. Thought there was some good stuff in there,
And look, they only sold 350,000 copies.
I know, right?
So
right.
Once again, it's one of those slept-on albums. But if you got it in your collection, then yes, definitely is one of those records that you want to hold on to.
Absolutely.
Because it brought that heat.
Yeah,
One
man.
for All.
Right.
That and the samples too. I got to go back to the music again. Straight up, once again, just straight to loops.
Yep.
And they killed it.
Yeah.
They did a lot of digging in the crates for those records, man. So
yeah, man.
Salute to the production.
Salute, shouts.
The lyrics.
Shouts. Who did the majority of that production?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I think you had a range. Nah. You got me on that one. I know Dante Ross, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was about to say, I think Dante Ross and then Brand Nubian. They did a lot.
Because Grand Poobah was producing a lot of records,
yeah,
too.
that's what I was about to say. I think that he did the majority of that album.
I don't know. Maybe Large Pro probably touched a record or two on there. Yeah. I'm not for sure.
No, but yeah. I think they did, if I remember correctly, they did like 90%. Little Dante Ross and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and Poobah, he's a dope producer.
Yeah, man.
Dope MC. So I mean, they had that's what made the music good too. Everybody had their part, man.
Yep.
And they all knew how to play it well.
Absolutely.
So
again, you can't go wrong with James Brown samples.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But they had Kool and the Gang. They had, a lot of that type of stuff that, just that good, classic, soulful, funk type of stuff that is known for hip hop and for like 90s hip hop.
Dope loops, man. You can't deny it.
Yeah, man. So dude, that's the 10 albums, bro. So just to recap real quick, Lord Finesse and DJ Mike Smooth, Funky Technician, Digital Underground, Sex Packets, Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet, Tribe Called Quest, People's Instinctive Travels in the Paths of Rhythms, Ice Cube, America KKK's Most Wanted. Master Ace, Take a Look Around. Cool G Rap and DJ Polo, Wanted Dead or Alive. Too Short, Short Dogs in the House. LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out. And Brand New Be One for All, man.
It's a dope list. And they were mad on there were other records that we had to cut.
Oh, no.
It was like a good 20 of them that came out that year at least.
Yeah, I'm still like, I mean, you had X-Clan come out in 1990. Yep. You had Poor Righteous Teachers. You had Compton's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
You had Eric B. and Rakim, which, as you noticed, we didn't talk about.
We didn't talk about it.
Yeah. Not that album. You had Boogie Down Productions. Entertainment came out in 1990. NWA's album. There was some other ones that came out. Big Daddy Kane. I'm still a little salty about that because I'm a Kane fan.
Yeah, Kane's dope.
DMC, Salt and Pepper. EPMD, Business as Usual. Again, right?
Yep.
Man, it's tough, bro. That's tough, man.
Yeah. So there's a lot of albums, but that's just our opinion.
That's all right. That's how we get down. So I want to shout out real quick. So one of the things that we did was I reached out to a local artist. And a guy by the name of Kyle Willis, who is super dope, and he does really cool stuff. And Kyle actually did a Biggie drawing, a pen drawing of Biggie that I think, man, was it Vibe? I might have to look it up real quick because it's gonna drive me crazy because people don't know this, and he's a cool cat and he doesn't really put stuff out there like that, but he did a pen drawing of Biggie that was a part of a magazine. God, why is that killing me right now? That I don't remember what it was for. But he is a sick artist. So what I had him do and what I talked to him about, I said, look, we're doing this podcast thing. I really want it to be something cool and special. Here's what my plan is. Here is kind of my thoughts, and here's the albums that I have for each year.
Right.
And we started talking about it, and he's a major hip hop fan. But also not into it like we're into it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I said, here's my idea. I want these 10 albums and I want to do something kind of cool and fun and different. So he came back with me. He goes, he's like, let's do some comic book covers. Right? So what Kyle has done is a comic book cover for every year of the 90s. Nice. And every time we do an episode, we're going to release the artwork. We've actually already created, printed, and done these comic books. And a part of this is, I want to give it to, guests of the show and people that talk about it. Aww. So here is episode 1. And we will post this picture, but we've got Gambit on here because also for that year, every year of the 90s, he did the 10 album covers kind of in the background. And he's doing a call out to the years of comics as well, and whether it's certain characters that came out or certain milestones that happened comic book wise. So it's pretty dope.
Man,
huh? Right?
This is dope. And there's only what? How many of them?
We made 6 of them. And Kyle has kept one set for himself because after he printed the first set, he's like, I got to have a set of these.
Give them up.
Right? So he has one of the 6s. I have 5 of them. They're all autographed. They're all numbered. So I'm keeping the 1s. Right? I'm giving out the 2s. So that's for you to take home. Right? Yeah, that's for you to take home for 1990, bro. Yep, you got it. You got to take that home. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to give away 2 more copies to listeners. So
you better jump on this.
Hey, so I'm gonna post these pictures up, right? So this is all I'm asking, right? All I'm asking is if you listen to the episode, please share the episode anywhere. I don't care where you share it. Just share it. Have somebody else listen to it. But use the hashtag GDOHH, so Golden Decade of Hip Hop. So hashtag GDO and hashtag Life of Lozo. And just post that somewhere and share this podcast to somebody else. And I'm going to search through these hashtags over the course of a week or so. I'm going to pick 2 people. I'm going to give away 2 of them. And I'm going to mail them to them.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm telling you, you need to get on this. This is dope.
Yeah. So They're cool, huh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't stop looking at it.
And I got all the years.
This is straight up dope.
It's cool, right?
You need to get you a copy, man.
Yeah.
There's only 6.
It's only 6 in the world, and only 5 of them are autographed and numbered. And I'm giving away 2 of the 5. So
This is going up on my wall.
Yeah, use the hashtags, man. Yeah, they're kind of sick. They're super dope. We just wanted to have some fun and get it out to people. And also check out the links in the episode because, as I mentioned earlier, I've got some DJs that are out there. Shouts to DJ Shotgun from 12 Tech Mob. Shouts to DJ Crazy Cash. Shouts to Bodega Bread.
Yeah.
Shouts to DJ Cut Nice. Shouts to DJ People Mover out in LA.
I can't wait to hear the mixes.
Man, yeah, everybody's working on mixes right now, and we're gonna post some mixes up just so you can listen to the music. And I told him, I said, there's no rules. Do whatever you guys want to do. I don't care if it's a hour-long mixtape. I don't care if it's a mashup. I don't care if you're doing remixes. As long as the 10 albums that we're talking about, do whatever you want with it. And I mean, literally, as we've been talking about this episode, I've been getting messages right here. DJ Crazy Kaz, see, look at that. Boom. Here's the link. Right? So
is this already
mix.
done?
His mix is done. It's nearly 60 minutes.
Oh, love it.
So
man.
I know I'm listening to. So
Right
when
there
this
to
episode
ride.
drops, make sure you check out these links because it's going to be some dope music, dope mixes
Cast
from some
the
dope
dope
DJs
DJs.
from around the world. So
Dope, man.
so check it out. Bro, thanks for finally making this happen. A year later,
Look, man.
it's for real.
Yo.
It's going down.
I appreciate it, my
Yep.
brother.
And y'all check it out. Thank you for listening, and we will continue to drop more of these Golden Decade of Hip Hop episodes. And we're gonna bring in some special guests. I couldn't bring anybody else in for the first. I had to bring in you. It had to be just you and me, just because, right?
Just do, right?
We had to take it
20
back
years,
there, right?
We had to take it back,
We had to take it back, bro.
I love
So-
it. I love it, man.
so
I
we're-
can't wait.
We're gonna bring in some really cool guests and talk to some really cool people. And you never know, maybe some people that we talked about today may be on the docket to come have some conversation with us about potentially music they worked on these albums. Who knows? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. There's some really cool people out there that have expressed a lot of interest in being a part of something cool like this. So.
Yo, when that happens, yo, I want to be here.
For sure,
Just
of
even
course.
if I sit in the background.
Come on, no. Come on, you gotta be on the show. Come on, bro. You gotta be on the show, bro. So, all right, y'all. Life of Lozo, we're out. Have a great week, and tune in next Friday. And deuces.
Peace.
The Life of Lozo podcast is brought to you by Stay Tuned Studios, The Taylor Shop Inc., 03 Productions, The Beat Brigade, Rhyme Designs Clothing, and Jack Sports Nutrition. Please visit the links in the episode details and support my man Kyle Willis at artofkylewillis.com and notjustapen.net. Also, click the links on lifeoflozo.com/mixtapes to hear original mixes from the Golden Decade of Hip Hop by DJ Crazy Kaz, DJ Cut Nice, and DJ Shotgun. Check it out, y'all. Peace.